Hey everybody, this is Jen from ScanNCut Jam Sessions, and what I want to show you how to do is, an over the edge card. So let's click the preview button. You see this is only cut a single time, and this out here is cut, has two lines, because the two line is going to be what is actually cut out of the card. The single layer, you just want it as a single, okay, because it just cuts it out of the card. However, with this design, this needs to be stenciled, okay. It needs to have stencil placed in here so that these little things don't fall out, okay, because that can be what happens to some of them. This is just a file that someone had gave me and asked about it. So anything is possible. You just have to make sure that all of these little features are going to remain in there, okay. So you may have to use your stencil tool over there to create lines so that this remains. Alright, okay, so let's get rolling on this. I'm going to move this one out of the way. Up our square. Okay, and then I'm going to pull the original design, and I put 2 page. Okay, and I know that I need to make sure that that is actually even. Okay, so now let's pull over our little square, because that's what I use as a square, and just drag it, okay, like that. Now I'm going to highlight everything, come up to path, and then union. Now this piece was a square that I got from the library, and it just, came out as a square, and then I just lengthened it and extended it. Okay, so now let's take a preview. Okay, so this is what's going to be cut out so far. So we're on a roll. Okay, so now let's take this, center that up on there as well. It doesn't look like anything happened, but watch. Path, and we're going to do exclude. And wait forever and a day. Okay, so there that is. Now, I need to make sure that this is still attached, okay? Because if your lines are crossed or they're over each other, when this goes to cut, it's going to cut the whole thing out, and you don't want to do that, okay? So you need to make sure that you, one, have this part attached. Okay, so let's look at the preview. Alright. It looks like there's a cut line all the way around it here, but there's also a line right here. So let's magnify this, or let's take it up. Take it up right here. Okay, now you see that this line is running and it is extended. Okay, so this piece will stay attached to the card. Alright, but let's see if it's like that at the top. Yes. So as you see, this is going to cut out here. This part will still be attached to the card. But you need to make sure that all of your pieces are also attached to an outside like this. Okay? Let's see if we can preview this. Okay. Dang thing out of the way. Okay, so like this needs to make sure that that is attached. Okay, and all these other little pieces, you need to make sure that they're going to remain attached, because this thing will be cut out. Okay, so you need to just run a little stencil thingy across, a little stencil bar across what you want to remain. Alrighty, but that is how you go about making an over the edge card. When you do it, like I said, make sure that the things are attached, because not all files can be used to do this. Alright, especially like one like this. it's really pretty, but you have to put in a little bit of extra work. You have to take this little guy here and actually create lines so that these things will remain. And you know, you can make them small enough where you can barely see them, but again, how small you make them is how small that they'll be when you cut them out. So it may be just a tiny bit of tag on there, okay? But be sure you look right here to make sure that they meet. You don't want this outside line to be inside here at all, okay? You can understand what I'm saying. You don't want this line to come in to right in here. You need to make sure it's on the outside of the inside cut. Alright? If you guys have any questions, just give me a holler. Thanks.